Hi guys, welcome to learnCity. My name is Daniel, and in today's video, I'll be taking you through biology past questions and answers in order of topics. And in today's video, our topic is Plantae, Thallophyta, Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta. Question 1. One common feature of fungi, algae, mosses, and ferns is that they A. are photosynthetic, B. show alternation of generation, C. reproduce by means of conjugation, D. can survive dry conditions, E. have no seeds. Questions goes from the year 1981, question 39. Why not give it a try? Let's give it a try. Now let's see what the correct answer is. The correct answer says E. have no seeds. The correct answer is E. have no seeds because plants are divided into three phyla or three categories majorly, which are Thallophyta, Bryophyta, and Tracheophyta. Under Tracheophyta, we have the Pteridophyta and the Spermatophyta. Spermatophyta are actually the seed-bearing plants. Now, fungi, algae, and mosses and ferns are under Thallophyta majorly, Thallophyta and Bryophyta, and fungi is in its own kingdom. Those plants are not seed-bearing. Some of them are possibly photosynthetic, some of them show alternation of generations, some of them can reproduce by means of conjugation, but none of them have seeds. The thing they all have in common is that none of them have seeds. Question 2. Mosses, liverworts, and ferns can be grouped together because they A. are all aquatic plants, B. are all growing plants, C. are seedless plants, D. have undifferentiated plant bodies, E. produce colorless flowers. Question gotten from the year 1984, question 3. Let's give it a try. Let's see what the correct answer says. The correct answer is C. are seedless plants. This question is a continuation of our previous question. Seedless plants. Mosses, liverworts, and ferns fall under the phylums Thallophyta and Bryophyta only. Now, plants that produce seeds fall only under Tracheophyta and specifically under the division Spermatophyta. So, all of this group of plants can only be grouped together because they are seedless plants. They don't produce seeds. Question 3. In Sporangia, the Pyrenoid is used to A. excrete waste product, B. is suspended by cytoplasmic strand, C. is mainly used for respiration, D. usually contains starch, E. makes the plant slimy to touch. That's got from the year 1985, question 1. Let's give it a try. Let's see what the correct answer says. The correct answer is D. usually contains starch. The Pyrenoid is found in Sporangia. It is made up of protein. It's particularly found on the spiral chloroplast. One of its functions is that it is used to make starch, and that starch is found inside the Pyrenoid. So, the correct answer is D. usually contains starch. Question 4. Bryophytes are different from flowering plants because they A. live in moist habitats, B. are small plants, C. reproduce sexually and asexually, D. have small leaves, E. have no vascular tissues. That question is gotten from the year 1985, question 8. Let's give it a try. Now let's see what the correct answer says. The correct answer is E. have no vascular tissues. That is the major difference between flowering plants and non-flowering plants. The fact that some of them have vascular tissues, the others don't. Non-flowering plants like Bryophyte do not have vascular tissues, and that is why they differ from flowering plants. Question 5. Which of the following is not true of Sporangia? A. reproduces by conjugation. B. Reproduces by fragmentation. C. Consists of branched filaments. D. Consists of unbranched filaments. That question is gotten from the year 1986, question 6. Why not give it a try? Why not give it a try? Now let's see what the correct answer is. The correct answer is C. Consists of branched filaments. The question is asking which one is not true of Sporangia. That means all the other options are true of Sporangia. Yes, Sporangia reproduces by conjugation, and that is a sexual means of reproduction. Sporangia also reproduces by fragmentation, and that's an asexual means of reproduction. Then, Sporangia consists of unbranched filaments, not branched filaments. That's why C is the correct answer. That's the only one that is not true of Sporangia. Question 6. In most true ferns, Sporangia are grouped into A. Indusium, B. Fronts, C. Protalli, D. Sora. The question is found in the year 1987, question 10. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Now let's see what the correct answer is. The correct answer is D. Sora. The other options are also found in the ferns, but they have different other functions. Indusium is a protective layer. It protects the sora. Fronts are just the leaves of the fern. Protalli is the gametophyte of the fern. The gametophyte of the fern. We have both the sporophyte and the gametophyte. The protalli is what we call the gametophyte of the fern. But the sporangia are actually found inside the sora. Question 7. The term Thallophyta refers to A. Ferns and mosses, B. Algae and mosses, C. Ribosomes, D. Mosses and liverworts, E. Fungi and ferns. The question is gotten from the year 1988, question 3. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's check out the correct answer now. The correct answer is B. Algae and mosses. The correct answer is B because out of all the options here, the one that best describes Thallophyta is algae and mosses. Algae are found in Thallophyta. Mosses are found in Bryophyta majorly. But we also have some mosses that are found in Thallophyta. So out of the options here, algae and mosses best describes what we call the phylum Thallophyta. Phylum Thallophyta. Question 8. The spores of ferns are dispersed by A. Wind, B. Water, C. Insects, D. Explosive mechanisms. That question is gotten from the year 1985, question 2. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Now let's check out what the correct answer is. The correct answer is D. Explosive mechanisms. There are different methods of dispersal of seeds, of spores, and different other things that needs to be dispersed in plants. But the method that ferns make use of is what we call explosive mechanism. What happens is the wall ruptures and the spores are catapulted out of the ferns and dispersed into different areas. Question 9. In bryophytes, sex organs are produced in the A. Gametophyte, B. Rhizoid, C. Protonema, D. Sporophyte. That question is found in the year 1990, question 7. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Now let's check out what the correct answer says. The correct answer is A. Gametophyte. The correct answer is A. Gametophyte because that is the exact place where the sex organs are produced in a bryophyte. We have the sporophyte and we have the gametophyte. We have the sporophyte and the gametophyte. For bryophytes in particular, their own spores are produced in the gametophyte. The gametophyte is the dominant generation of bryophytes. That is why the sex organs are produced in the gametophyte for bryophytes. Question 10. Which of the following organs are common to both the sporophyte and the gametophyte of a fern? A. Rhizoids, B. Roots, C. Chloroplasts, D. Leaves. That question is found in the year 1993, question 4. Let's give it a try. Now let's check out what the correct answer says. The correct answer is C. Chloroplasts. As I mentioned in the previous question, the dominant generation of bryophytes is the gametophyte, while for ferns, it is the sporophyte. Now, chloroplast is going to be found in the dominant generation of any of them. So, for the bryophytes, since their dominant generation is the gametophyte, and for ferns, since their dominant generation is the sporophyte, the chloroplast will be found in the gametophyte for bryophytes and will be found in the sporophyte for ferns. So, hence, the correct answer is C. Chloroplast. Question 11. The dominant phase in the life cycle of a bryophyte is A. Gametangium, B. Sporophyte, C. Gametophyte, D. Prothallus. That is found in the year 2006, question 33. Why not give it a try? Now let's check out what the correct answer says. The correct answer is C. Gametophyte. We've mentioned it in our earlier questions. Some plants like bryophytes and the ferns, which are the pteridophytes, exhibit what we call alternation of generations. So we have the dominant phase and the less dominant phase. We can call that the recessive phase. For bryophytes, the dominant phase is the gametophyte, and the less dominant phase is the sporophyte. For ferns or pteridophytes, the opposite is the case. The dominant phase for pteridophytes is the sporophyte, while the less dominant phase is the gametophyte. Question 12. Alternation of asexual and sexual modes of reproduction is found in A. Blue-green algae, B. Euglena, C. Fern, D. Maize. That question is found in the year 2009, question 4. And I'll give it a try. Let's give it a try. Now let's check out what the correct answer says. The correct answer is C. Fern. C. Fern. Out of all the plants here, fern is the only one that goes through what we call alternation of generation, like we mentioned in our previous question. But this one is alternation of modes of reproduction. Fern can alternate between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. They fall under what we call the pteridophytes. Question 13. Alternation of generation is a feature shown in A. Mosses, B. Fungi, C. Grasses, D. Conifers. The question is found in the year 2014, question 21. Why not give it a try? Now let's see what the correct answer says. The correct answer is A. Mosses. The correct answer is A. Mosses because out of all the other options here, the ones that shows alternation of generation is mosses. And we mentioned earlier, bryophytes show alternation of generation. And mosses fall under bryophytes. Conifers, they fall under what we call Tracheophyta. Grasses, they fall under Tracheophyta also. Fungi have their own kingdom to themselves. So the correct answer is A. Mosses. With that, we've come to the end of today's class. See you next time.